Me and my kicks, 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 me and my kicks.
What is going on, YouTube? It's your favorite shoe tuber, me and my kicks, and this is my top 20 shoes of the decade for 2010 to 2019, man. So stay tuned. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching this video today. Hit that thumbs up. If you're watching this before New Year's Eve, happy New Year's Eve to you. If you're watching this after into the new year, happy new decade to you, man. But comment down below, what did you think of my list? Comment down below your top 20, top 10, or best shoe of the decade in your opinion. Also, just comment down below if you got anything to talk about. We can chop it up in the comment section. Also, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, what are you doing, man? Hit that subscribe button. It takes nothing but a couple of seconds and you'll be notified when I drop future videos. Quick side note, when it comes to some of my picks, I just pick like an entire shoe silhouette as opposed to like a colorway. So some numbers might be just entire shoe silhouettes and some picks might be just one shoe. So like one shoe might be the Air Foamposite Galaxy, one other shoe might be the LeBron 7. So I couldn't really pick a certain colorway in every shoe, so I just broke it down like that, you know, so don't kill me. Also, lastly, this is just my opinion. If you have a differing opinion, comment it down below in the comment section. You know, please try and keep it positive. And if you do got something negative to say about it, you know, just put down your top 5 and then I can, like, you know, pick apart your 5 or whatever. Because, you know, once again, everybody's opinion is definitely going to be different and we're not going to have the same viewpoint on all shoes. But once again, at the end of the day, it's just shoes and we're just spitting our opinion. So if you have a different opinion, you know, definitely comment down below and we can definitely have a nice debate about it in the comment section. Now, without further ado, let's get into this list. As with all lists, you got to have some honorable mentions. And since this is a decade worth of shoes, I got a whole bunch of honorable mentions. So we're going to kick it off with the Nike Air Fear Gods. I don't own that shoe personally, but I definitely like the shoe and how it looks. It really looks futuristic, and I like the oatmeal colorway, the yellow colorway, and a couple other colorways. But just overall, as a shoe and the design of it, it is definitely a great shoe and definitely one of the best of the decade. So one of the honorable mentions is the Nike Air Fear Gods. Next up is the Yeezy Boost 750. And I think that the Nike Air Fear Gods really like kind of just stole a lot from the Yeezy Boost 750 when making their shoes. They look similar and they're pretty high top shoe. I don't know if I think the Fear Gods zip up in the back and the 750 zip up on the side. But as far as the 750s go, it had some great colorways. The gray with the white, you had the triple blacks. And overall, it was just a great shoe and it had that boost on there. So I had to throw it in with one of the best of the decade. So honorable mention is Adidas Yeezy Boost 750. Even though I don't like Air Jordan 1s, you know, I would be remiss to not add it to at least the honorable mentions of this top shoes of the decade. So I got to throw in a couple Air Jordan 1 colorways, like the off-whites. You got the SBB 1.0s, you got the Unions, the UNC, the Shies, the band number version, and lastly you got the Fragments. All those shoe colorways are definitely nice. And if I were to get Air Jordan 1, I would get one of those colorways because I really like the concept and execution of all those shoes. So the next honorable mention is the Air Jordan 1s. Next up is the Nike Air Max 1s. We had the Paras, we had the white and red OGs, we had the white and blue OGs, and then they came out in so many different colorways. You had a white and baby blue, white and navy. Like they came out in so many colors and like they were all cold. And I really rock with the Air Max 1s, and I'm glad that they, you know, definitely was represented this decade. So next honorable mention is the Nike Air Max 1. Now another one is the Nike Air Max 90s. We had the OGs that released. We had the Viotech 1s and 2s. We had the Moon Landings, and overall just the Air Max 90s is definitely a great shoe in my opinion, and I'd be remiss if I didn't add it into the top shoes that came in this decade. So next honorable mention is the Nike Air Max 90s. A couple more honorable mentions is we got the LeBron 8 South Beaches and we got the LeBron 9 South Beaches. I own the LeBron 9 South Beaches. Hopefully one day I can get into them 8s, but both those shoes was definitely cold. Just the South Beach colorway. I wasn't really a big fan of 8s, but when those South Beach 8s dropped, I definitely wanted those in my collection. I missed out on them, but I still got to add them to the honorable mention for the top of the decade. And its predecessor, the 9s, those was cold too. So both those shoes are just ridiculous, and I really like both those models. So I got to go ahead and throw it in there. So honorable mention again is the LeBron 8 and the LeBron 9 South Beach. Next up, honorable mention is the LeBron 10 MVP or what the shoe. That was the first What the Theme shoe that came out, and it really just, set the tone, going forward when it comes to all the What the Themes that we've seen out there. We've had a couple of KD Whatas, we had a couple of Kyrie Whatas. We had a bunch of What the shoes in this decade of 2010 on forward. And the reason we had those What the shoes is based off the LeBron 10 MVPs. That was the starter of everything, and that shoe is just so clean. Hopefully one day I can get that into my collection. So next honorable mention is LeBron 10 MVPs. Next honorable mention is the Air Jordan Retro 11s. We got the Concords, we got the Space Jams, we got the Pinnacle 11s, we got the Cap and Gown 11s. We got a lot of 11s this decade, and I'm definitely proud to have most of them in my collection. Got the Legend Blues, we got the Pantone 11s. And as far as this decade goes, this is the best 11 decade that I can think of. Like, we had a lot of great 11s, mids and lows that dropped this year. So next honorable mention is the Air Jordan Retro 11s. Next honorable mention is the Nike LeBron 11s. I really like the LeBron 11s. It was like one of my favorite shoes. Like, it goes for me, LeBron 7, LeBron 6, then it goes LeBron 11. And when those shoes came out, I owned over, I want to say I still got like 12 or 13 pairs of that shoe in my collection. I really just like the look of it. It had that foam on there. It was a really sleek looking shoe, and it was just cold all around. So for me not to throw it in this list, I'd just be remiss. So coming in as another honorable mention, the Nike LeBron 11. Last honorable mention, you gotta go with the Nike foams, man. We had the Galaxy foams that dropped. We've had the Memphis Tiger foams. We had the Sharpie foams. We had the All-Star foams. We had the Camo foams. We've had a lot of foams that dropped in this decade. And a lot of people say foams are dead. They don't really like foams like they used to. But me personally, I really like foam. And just overall, it's a nice shoe. So coming in as my last honorable mention is the Nike Air Foamposite. Now we can finally get into this list, man. So coming in at number 20 is the Reebok/Packer collaboration, the Kamikaze 2, Remember the Alamos. When these originally came out, I knew nothing about this shoe and I completely missed out on them. But luckily, I want to say NYC All-Star Game in New York, they restocked on the shoe, so I was able to get a pair for myself. The colorway is crazy. I'm not a big fan of Kamikaze 2s as a silhouette, but the colorway that they did on this model with that icy bottom, those were crazy. And I really like the fact, just everything that went with them. They had like a matching t-shirt, a matching hat, all that was cold. And like just the color blocking of this shoe was really nice. It commemorated the All-Star game that Kemp was in when they had those like baby blue jerseys with the chili pepper on them. Just overall, that shoe was crazy, so I had to throw it in the best of the decade. So coming in at number 20 is the Reebok Kamikaze 2/Packer collaboration, Remember the Alamo. Coming in at number 19 is another Packer collaboration. It's the Packer/Diadora collaboration, the N9000. The shoes that commemorated Raekwon's album, the Purple Tapes. They call that shoe the Purple Tapes, and overall, man, I love that shoe. I don't have a pair of those shoes in my collection. I wish I could get them, but the packaging was crazy. They came with it came with its own cassette tape, and just overall, man, the color scheme, the color blocking, the limitedness of it, and just the fact that it commemorates such a great album is just cold, man. So I definitely had to add that to the list. So coming in at number 19 is the Packer/Diadora N9000 Purple Tape. Coming in at number 18 is the KAWS Jordan 4s, the gray and the black ones. The gray version is the best version to me, but I do like the black ones as well. They both got those like glow in the dark bottoms, got that gray suede upper, and just a whole different like new concept on the shoe. I wish I was able to get a pair of those in my collection. Later on down the line, I'll probably be able to get them. Hopefully, KAWS do some more, collaborations with them in the future. Do like an all white KAWS 4s, or what's another colorway I like on some 4s? Like some all reds or whatever. Those would definitely be cold. So coming in at number 18 is the KAWS Air Jordan 4s. Coming in at number 17 is the Reebok Questions. And like, obviously I just can't do one colorway on this shoe because there's been a whole bunch of colorways that dropped that's just so cold, like the Camerons. You got the Villa barbershop joints. Those are cold. I got those in my collection. Those are like one of the best colorways of the Questions that came out this decade. You got the double crosses. You got the Tiana Taylors. You got a lot of colorways that came out with the Reebok Questions that are cold for this decade. So I just had to throw them all in one and go with number 17, the Reebok Question. Coming in at number 16 is the Nike Kobe 9 Elites, the highs and the lows. When you talk to like basketball people who really hoop, like they really love this shoe. They say it gets like, great grip, even when it comes to a sticky court or a dirty court. And overall, the cushioning is great because it has like a full length like lunar line or lunar cushion foam or something like that. So it's very comfortable to walk in. I believe I have only one pair of the highs. I wish I could have got the Christmas 9s because those are cold. But overall, man, just that shoe, the design of it, and that really put Kobe's right back on the map. Because like the 8s were okay, the 7s were okay, the 6s were okay. But when they dropped them 9s, it really put people on that Kobe line. So I had to pay great homage to it. So coming in at number 16 is the Nike Kobe 9. Coming in at number 15 is the Under Armour Curry 1s. A lot of people now don't really rock with Under Armours, but when Curry came out with those 1s and he was just, you know, killing the records and winning MVPs like it was nothing, everybody and their mama had Curry 1s. And this was like one of the first basketball shoes that I've seen that like it never went on sale. Like during that initial year, like it'll be sitting on the shelves and I'm like, you know, when this shoe comes out on sale, I'm gonna go ahead and cop it. And they never went on sale. And like Under Armour knew what they was doing, they knew what they had. And even though they never went on sale, people was buying them and they was flying off the shelves. It was a couple colorways that I missed out on because I was trying to wait for the sale and the sale never happened. But a couple of colorways that's great to come to mind. It's like the birthday editions. You got the championship pack edition. You got some gold. He had some gold confetti lows. And then you had the Luxe pack that came out about like 2 years after the 1s dropped. Like you got the all reds, got the all blacks, the white with the gun bottom. The material on those are all crazy. So just overall, this is a great shoe and I had to add it to the top 20 of the decade. So coming in at number 15 is the Under Armour Curry 1. Coming in at number 14 is the Nike KD 7. This is the best KD model in my opinion, and it came out this decade. I own over like 14, 15 models of the shoe. I got a couple of Nike IDs of it. I got like a Washer Throne, a King's Crown one. I also got the, you know, the Wuthers, got the USAs. Like I got a lot of colorways of this shoe. It was the best KD 7 in my opinion. I just like that strap. It really like kind of took a lot from the KD 4s. I wasn't a big fan of the KD 4s, but they kind of took all the good stuff from the KD 4s and threw it on the 7s. I really just like that shoe overall. And I just really like the execution of that shoe. I really hope that they like make a shoe that kind of brings back the KD 7 vibes onto a new shoe. The closest shoe that I seen was those Pearl 12s. They bring a lot of the KD like 7 vibes on there, especially with that strap going over. But all in all, the KD 7s is one of the best shoes that dropped this decade. So coming in at number 14 is the Nike KD 7s. Coming in at number 13 is Adidas NMDs. Now, you know, obviously over the years we've had a lot of NMDs that dropped. Me personally, like the prime knit upper NMDs are the king, but anything else like an NMD R1, you know, R2, etc. Like all those shoes are pretty decent too. I really like that model, and also a lot of the colorways on those shoes used to go crazy. Like when Adidas was popping, you couldn't find any NMDs like on sale. They was reselling for crazy bread. A lot of like colorways that come to mind is the OGs, the Nice Kicks, red apple joints. Got the beiges, and you also got those triple black ones with the Japanese writing on the side. I got those. Those are so cold. And also, you know, since it got Boost technology, they're comfortable shoes. They're not as comfortable as Ultra Boost, but they're definitely a comfortable shoe. I really like the shoe, and I'm glad Adidas made that shoe for us this decade. So coming in at number 13 is the Adidas NMD. Coming in at number 12 is the Pharrell Adidas NMD R1s. Like, and I'm talking about the first like pair of colorways that came out. It was a yellow one, a blue one, a red one, orange one, black one, and the bottom of them like resemble an NMD. Now when they be like remixing them, they charge like $250 for them, and they put that like mountaineering like bottom on them. I really don't like those. I like the original ones that came out with that regular flat bottom. Those was like the classics. The best colorway in those shoes is the yellow ones. And you know, just overall as a shoe, those things smacked hard. Like, man, those are definitely crazy shoes. Those have been the godfathers to all the Pharrell NMD shoes that have been recently dropped. So coming in at number 12 is the Pharrell Adidas NMD R1. Coming in at number 11 is the Off-White Nike Air Max 1 MCA edition. Like, once again, I'm not a big fan of Off-Whites, but when they drop these Air Force Ones, they are so crazy because once again, they get an all baby blue Air Force One low. Man, those are hard. And then they got that little silver on the side. You got the Off-White tag and all that. Just overall, just the fact that the shoe is a baby blue Air Force One, definitely had to throw it on the list, and it's just very iconic. So coming in at number 11 is the Nike Air Max 1 MCAs. Coming in at number 10 is the Air Jordan Retro 2 Just Don edition. The blue ones, the cream ones, the Arctic orange, all those are cold, man. And I like the fact that Just Don set the price so high, the retail price at like $350. And when you want to get the beige ones, it came in an entire pack, and that cost us $650. So resale doesn't go too far past that. Like, I still be seeing people post They're blue ones for like, worn, 3 or 4 times for like 300, 350. And I want to hop on those deals, but I don't be having the money to get them. Eventually, hopefully, I'll get a pair of those in my collection because the quality just looks insane. Also, the blue ones, Royal Blue, Sigma, you got to get them. So one of these days, I'm going to definitely cop a pair. So coming in at number 10 is the Air Jordan Retro 2 Just Don. Coming in at number 9 is the Nike Yeezy 2s. The Red Octobers, the Blinks, like those shoes was definitely cold. I wish I was able to get a pair in my collection one day, but we'll never have those again unless like Nike just say, forget Kanye and we just gonna restock them again and just, call them a different name. They do that to a lot of players. They did that to Kevin Garnett a couple times. They did it to Deion Sanders a couple times. Like they just took the shoe, took off the branding of the player or person on there and just, re-released it. I want to say maybe next decade we're gonna get like a retro like that. This decade we got the original shoe, the Nike Air Yeezy 2. Those are great, definitely great materials, great quality, great resale price. Like if you had the Red Octobers dead stock right now, you could probably sell them and get a down payment on your house or a car. So just to have those in hand is definitely nice. So coming in at number 9 is the Nike Air Yeezy 2. Coming in at number 8 is the Adidas Ultra Boost. The 1.0s, the 2.0s, the 19s, the 20s, whatever. Just the fact that it's an Ultra Boost, you definitely gotta get in my top 10 for the decade because once again, that comfort quality, man, you can't beat it. Like if you wanna do something like, standing up 8 to 10 hours, wear that shoe. If you wanna go to the grocery store and walk around for a couple hours or to the mall, walk around, wear those shoes. The comfort on them is A1. And also, the 1.0s and the 2.0s, like those models, like the colorways, the designs, the collaborations that came out, those are just so crazy. And like, even though like the 1.0s like kind of died out because they've been retroing like great models that used to sell out for like $300, $400 back 4 or 5 years ago. Now they sitting and they catching sales on everything. But once again, it still doesn't take away from the design of the shoe, the fact that the shoe is comfortable and that the shoe is just very, revolutionary. When these shoes came out, they were selling like hotcakes. Like when these shoes came out, these mixed with the Yeezys, people was really just like off on the whole Jordan Nike brand. Like they just hopped off the boat 1,000%. And those were the years that like Jordans was sitting on shelves and they was like his Jordan brand dying. And like Ultra Boost was just coming out on the shelves and selling out high resale value. So coming in at number 8 is the Adidas Ultra Boost. Coming in at number 7 is the Adidas Yeezy Boost 350 version 2s. As you guys see, like Kanye dropped over at least like 15 colorways of this shoe. So you already know this gotta be a great model for Adidas. Like, I personally, as far as like some of the colorways that I like the best, you got the triple blacks, got the zebras, you got the breads, you got the yebras. Just a lot of great colorways that came in the shoe. And a lot of people want a new model, but I personally think that the 350 V2s is such a like iconic model that you can just keep dropping new colorways in them and they're gonna keep selling out. It's kind of like the Jordan 11s. Like that model is just so decent with the Yeezy 350 on the side, with the pull tab, or sometimes the pull tab is missing with the boost on the shoe. Just overall, man, you just can't miss it. So I had to go ahead and throw it in the top 10. So coming in at number 7 is the Adidas Yeezy Boost 350 V2. Coming in at number 6 is the Nike Air Max Sean Wotherspoon 197s. This shoe came out a couple years ago, and just the fact that it got that corduroy upper, all those colors in it, and then you got the Air Max 97 upper mixed with the Air Max 1 bottom. Like those are just crazy, and like those were like the best shoes that came out that year when they dropped. I really like the shoe. I'm glad I was able to get a pair in my size. I rock them like every other month. Like I definitely make sure to pull those shoes out, and every time I wear them, people just look down at my feet and they be in amazement. I also did a review of that shoe. I'll put it up above if you want to check it out. But anyways, coming in number 6 is the Nike Air Max 197 Sean Wotherspoon edition. Coming in number 5 is Ben 9s. Like there was an entire Air Jordan Ben collection, and the other Bens was cool. Like the 13s was nice, and the 5s, all that was decent. But the pinnacle to me was the 9s. And those are definitely a steal. I need to find those in my size. Those are grail. The material that those shoes have, the fact that they got that white with the gold like suede mud guard, and then you got that bend like press thing in the back. Those things are so cold to me, and I hope one day that I can get those in my collection. When I first was like put on with the bend collection, they had already like dropped and sold out already. So I was mad that I missed out on them. But just looking at them in pictures and in videos, it's one of the most beautiful shoes that came out this decade to me. So I definitely had to add it onto the list. So coming in at number 5 is the Air Jordan Retro 9 Ben edition. Coming in at number 4 is the Asics Gel Light 3. And a lot of people don't really like rock with Asics gel like 3s, but I'll definitely mess with the shoe. Like, it's crazy. Like, sometimes the shoe has like a high, then it has a low, then it has a high, then it has a low. Since runners are like kind of back in style now, like a lot of people are really going for like gel like 3s nowadays. But a couple of colorways that really just like stand out to me that came out this decade was the entire 1908 collection. I have that entire collection and I reviewed it. I put it up above if you want to check it out. You got the La MJC edition. You got the Salmon Toes. You got the Orange Kois. You got the WOEI editions, man. It was just so many great colorways of the Asics Gel Light 3s that came out this year. And those are definitely one of the best silhouettes, in my opinion, that has ever came out. And just the fact that they dropped so many great colorways, I had to go and put it up there. So coming in at number 4 is the Asics Gel Light 3. Coming in at number 3 is the Nike Air Mag. I want to say they retro twice in this decade. They retro once like around like 2010 and 11. But then in 2016, they dropped some more that did some self auto lacing features that they dropped into the Hyper Adapts. But when the 2016 Nike Air Mags did the auto lace feature, like that just drove the resale price up. And if you have a DS pair currently, you can buy a whole house with that, man. Like they go for like $30,000 to $40,000. So I mean, I know if I had a pair, I would never wear them. I would just resell them so I could just start a new business I want. But the resale value and hype on those shoes is definitely why I got to throw it in the top 5. Also, just the way that the shoe looks is definitely crazy. I want to say the Adidas Yeezy Boost 750 and also like the Fear of Gods, they kind of pull from the Nike Air Mags because they're just such an iconic shoe. So I had to go ahead and throw it in the list. But coming in at number 3 is the Nike Air Mag. Coming in at number 2 is the Nike LeBron 7s. As I told you guys before, like those shoes are definitely like one of the best silhouettes I've ever came across. Like me personally, I want to say it's the best silhouette that was ever made. You got the Christ the King 7s, you got the China Moon 7s, you got the red carpets, you got the University of Kentucky player editions, just a lot of colorways that came out in those LeBron 7s that's just crack and like still resell to this day from like $1,000 to $1,500. Luckily, they've been like retro on the shoes for 2019 and 2020, so I could reach back and get a couple pairs that I missed out on. But just overall, that shoe is iconic. It's the best silhouette ever in my opinion. And I gotta throw it at number 2. So coming in number 2 is the Nike LeBron 7s. And finally, if you stayed this long, I really appreciate you first off. But coming in at number 1 is the Air Jordan Retro 12s, man. We had so many great colorways that came out this decade. You had the UNC 12s, you had the all red 12s, the all blue 12s, OVO whites, OVO blacks. You had the blue flu games, and what else we had? We had the gray. We had the FIBA 12s. We had the gray with the orange in there, and we had the best Jordan ever overall, like retro finally. And that was the Flu Game 12s or the Bread 12s. Like a couple years earlier, we got the shoe in like the Flu Game version, and it was real trash. Like I really didn't like that version. Like it was 3 different types of red on that mudguard part. Like the bottom was real ashy looking, and then the suede up top wasn't really the best. But they finally did us right in 2016 when they retroed it, the actual all leather version, and I definitely had to get a pair of those. So the Air Jordan Retro 12 is definitely like a top 3 silhouette in my opinion. The Bread/Flu Games was my grail, and I'm definitely glad that they did me right in 2016 and dropped the original pair so I was able to get it in my size so I could have it in the collection forevermore. But coming in at number 1 is the Air Jordan Retro 12. All right, guys, that is the end of the list. What did you think? Hit that thumbs up if you like this video. Also, comment down below what's your top 20, top 10, or best shoe of the decade. Just comment that down below and we can chop it up in the comment section. Also, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, what are you doing, man? Hit that subscribe button. It takes nothing but a couple of seconds and you'll be notified of when I drop future videos. Once again, if you're watching this before New Year's drops, Happy New Year's Eve. If you're watching this in the new decade, Happy New Decade to you guys, man. I wish you nothing but the best of luck in all your endeavors. And lastly, peace.